Yo, what's up, guys? We are Chopped Anime, three of the almighty Chopped Anime. We're back to chop up another anime with you. Today, we are doing Tokyo Revengers episode 17. Episode 17, I thought it was pretty good, pretty interesting. We learned a lot of new things. We learned some things about Kisaki.
He's like the master manipulator. He was the one that he was the one planning the entire event to stab Draken and get him killed, just so he can take over to be number 2 of Toman. So, and we also saw how he looked not that long ago. He was like a little, like, nerdy looking kid that like had like an evil play. Yeah, if I like grew my hair out a little bit, you know, like I got the little suit. Maybe I could cosplay as him, you know.
We don't know his full plan. We don't know his full plot. We don't know the motivation behind his plot. He just is some dude he appears now for the moment with the information we know, some guy that is in a power trip. He's like hungry for power and he has a master plan to basically take over Tokyo. Draken made no sense. I don't think Draken understood Takemichi's question. Or when he said, is Kisaki the leader of Valhalla? And then Draken said, no, Mikey is.
Yeah.
Right. And then his story didn't explain nothing. His story did not explain how Mikey is the leader of Valhalla. His story didn't explain how Mikey is the reason they lost to Valhalla. He just said Mikey killed Kazutora. That don't explain nothing. That doesn't explain how Kisaki isn't the leader. That doesn't explain how Mikey is the leader. So that was a little confusing for me. I don't know if they did that. I don't know if that was bad writing. I don't know if that's just misdirection. But I believe deep down in my heart, Kisaki is the headless angel, the leader of Valhalla. Like maybe Draken just doesn't know this whole. He's still at age 55 or whatever old he 27. He bald. I don't know.
They were just in middle school, man.
At age 26 or whatever, he didn't know that key detail probably. Mayor Amoya.
So Draken also said that Valhalla is under Toman.
Nah, no.
I think
it's the other way around. It's the other way around.
Valhalla.
Oh yeah,
like,
Toman absorbed
got
Valhalla.
absorbed after they lost in Bloody Halloween or whatever they called it.
Right. Okay. So that's what happened. So Mikey is the leader of Valhalla, and there's just the Toman group. So we don't know exactly what Kisaki is leading. I think he's still somehow pulling some strings, though. So you made a good point. Like Draken, he kind of didn't exactly answer Takemichi's question, but I think from a narration perspective, it makes perfect sense because to Draken is like, why would Takemichi ask this stuff? Shouldn't he like know? Also, Draken's also being monitored too, I think, so because he's in prison or whatever. So I don't think he can give much information. That's like a side detail, but I guess to Draken, it seems kind of weird that he would ask about these kind of details, because it's like he should know some of this stuff by now. But yeah, it is kind of weird. He didn't explain exactly what Kisaki's role right now is, so that's still a mystery. In the future, that's still a mystery. But I think it's very likely he's just the manipulator of everything.
Going back to what Mary was saying regarding Takemichi, like, should know some of these. Wasn't Takemichi in one of the events that he asked the questions for? I forgot what event that was, but
he was in the Bloody Halloween, right?
Yeah.
But did he ask a question about that though?
But the thing is, Bloody Halloween, he never went through Bloody Halloween. His future self did. It is very weird, actually.
Yeah.
Like this whole, with time travel, it gets a little complicated. It's the biggest theory is that Kisaki also has time travel powers. It's either that or he's just the genius manipulator. I think it's more likely that he has the time travel abilities, or he has some sort of similar abilities, because it doesn't make any sense how he's so confident that he can plan everything up. And of course, the scene where Hanma was going to kill Takemichi and his girlfriend again, like Hanma was like, oh, you're supposed to be in the car. That was just a little sketchy. Like, what do you mean you're supposed to be in the car? Was that like a setup? Like, was that something that was already known beforehand?
Right, yeah.
That's something like going back and forth between future and past. That's some information that you could find out from there. Being a manipulator on that level, he has to have some sort of power. But my only thing with that, and I'm sure the author is going to do a great job explaining this, hopefully, is that if Kisaki can go change stuff in the past or present or whatever, is that going to affect Takamichi? Or are they both essence? This is going to get kind of complicated. Are they both essences outside of these two timelines? Because if Kisaki goes into the future or past to change something, does that not affect Takamichi? That should affect Takamichi. It's kind of weird. Maybe I need to like think about this a little more, but it just seems weird with two time travelers changing two timelines.
No, you're right. It's very weird, but that is why time travel does not exist. So yeah, that's why I just wanted to.
So I think it's in the same universe, right? That's why I think the future doesn't change sometimes for Takemichi, because like he tries to do something that affects the future, but if Teta is doing the same, then his future pretty much goes back to whatever Teta was going for. That's why I think the
only way to stop this is to beat Kisaki Teta.
Right.
To defeat the other time traveler so he can stop messing up with your manipulation of the timeline.
Right.
That's the only way.
Exactly. And I think that's why the girl Hinata keeps dying. Is like, I think Kisaki has figured out like this person is precious to him, and his literally goal is to kill her every time. Like, checkmate, whatever our boy Takemichi is doing, just so she can die every time, because everybody's so scared of this guy, probably because of the fact that like he can figure out their every single move. That's the only reason why some of these gangsters would probably be so scared of one individual, because like every time people have talked about Kisaki, they're so fearful of him, and he doesn't look like how Draken does, some big dude that's just out here beating people up. So
yeah,
he's got to have powers, man.
If he knew what you were going to do in the future, then you would not want to mess with him, because nothing you would do would get to him.
Right.
So that's
every move.
Yep.
The problem is, why is no one saying anything? If this dude is a threat, tell somebody, and maybe they can figure out a way to beat him. But the one thing, like, Draken says, I wish I could go back and kill Kisaki. Tell me why you want to do, like, what are you doing? Like, you didn't tell me anything. You're not, Draken is acting like Takemichi. That's the thing. Maybe, bro, I don't know. You're right. The timeline stuff doesn't make any type of sense. If you go all the way from the beginning, literally all the way from the beginning, the only reason I can see that why Kisaki Teta would want to kill Takemichi, because remember, this is before he had this life of him joining Toman and all that stuff and being cool with Mikey. That wasn't in the original timeline. That's only in the timeline now because he went back and did all that stuff. But in the original plan, Kisaki's plan was to get Aku to kill Aku.
Yeah.
To kill, push him in front of the train. What would be the only reason I can see that being his original plan is for some reason he knows Takemichi has that transportation power. That's the only reason I can see him know, like, oh, I got to get rid of this guy because he's the only guy that has another power like me. So that's my theory.
Well, the other thing, so the reason they gave in the show so far, and this might not be the actual reason, is that Kisaki Teta is trying to kill everyone close to Mikey.
Right.
And Takemichi is one of those persons. Yeah.
No, Takemichi wasn't cool with him in the beginning. Remember?
Yeah, but you're right. It's kind of weird because he goes back and becomes close.
Right,
to him.
right. But what if he just don't remember, bro? Like, this dude do be forgetting. Like,
he does be forget, but he can't. You can't just forget that much.
The whole game. Like,
there's something else that has to be going on, and as I'm thinking about this a little more, so there's one soul of Takamichi that's traveling between two different bodies, the past self and the future self, right? So if Kisaki is like that, right? You don't know if the Kisaki that got promoted, you don't know if that's the time traveler soul or if that's just the normal Kisaki going through the timeline, right? Because the normal Kisaki is not going to know anything about the time traveling stuff, right? He shouldn't. I think.
No, that's a good point. You would not know because when Takemichi leaves, the Takemichi in the past is just running around doing whatever he wants to do. Ended up in brothels and stuff. So
yeah,
that's a good point. You won't be able to know. I don't think when he punched Kisaki, that was time traveling Kisaki. I don't think that was him. But at the end of the day, but how would
listen?
Both Kisakis would have to be smart though.
I think they are smart. Kisaki could be so smart that he somehow maybe he just tells his other selves.
He leaves notes back.
Yeah, that could be a thing. I mean, Takamichi is clearly not the brightest person or the strongest person. He's got a lot of shortcomings here. So it's a good thing that he got this partner, the vice captain of the first division, to help him out. Because I'm pretty sure that he's going to be the big reason why Takamichi is even able to get stuff done now.
But I will say, in terms of Kisaki maybe being able to communicate somehow with his older soul or whatever Mary was trying to talk about with the different soul, it makes sense. But Naoto knows Takemichi in the future every time. Right, so how can that happen too?
Wait, does Takamichi's body just stay there, or does it?
It stays there because remember because he pretty much faints, right? And
I think it just stays there.
No, it doesn't. No, there's no way that's possible. Now, how when he came back to the future, he was
because his future self is his real self.
He was in the future store when he came back one time. Remember, he was at his job.
But that's him coming back.
Right, when he said he faints when he leaves.
Yeah,
how would a fainted body end up in the grocery store?
Because the future has altered, because he went back in the past to change it, right? So he wouldn't be in the same.
Yeah, he wouldn't be just laying there. There would be a change of events.
Right, so that means the fainted body. I don't believe. I'm not believing the fainted body thing. I don't believe that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It is very weird that Naoto still even remembers. But then again, Naoto's different, so I guess it makes sense because Naoto's the key.
Naoto's supposed to be smart
too. Naoto's a part of the change. So not supposed to remember.
That's different, yeah.
Yeah, this show just got us all over the place, bro.
There's a huge layer of complexity here.
Or we're just overthinking it.
No, this show is complex, bro. The show does not.
It is.
The thing is, I'll say this too. It's very unpredictable.
Yeah, it's also very wild. The episode before, they killed the dude.
Yeah, they killed him.
They killed the dude. Yo, that was I was not expecting. I was not expecting that at all.
Middle schoolers.
12.
Yeah.
Middle schoolers.
I'm surprised Mikey didn't kill Kazutora. Well, never mind. He just got out of jail, right?
Yeah.
Never mind. Then that did make sense that he killed him right when he.
Well, they did get caught there, right? So.
No, I'm saying I'm surprised he lasted this long, but I forgot he was in juvie the whole time.
Yeah.
And Mikey ain't go to the pen to go kill him.
How did Mikey did Mikey go to juvie and Kisaki take over Toman while Mikey was in juvie?
Maybe.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
And then Kisaki, and that's when Kisaki and Draken probably became, the leaders of, because 2 and 3 probably moved up to 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And they're trying, and that's probably why Draken hates Kisaki now. So that's our review of episode 17. We are very confused. We have a lot of theories. If you read the manga, please don't say anything in the comment section. We beg of you. If you did not read the manga, though, please share your ideas, your thoughts, your theories. Are we right? Are we wrong? Do you agree? Do you disagree? All of that. We appreciate it. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. We appreciate all the support. Chopped anime.